I'm at the airport again. Throat's kind of messed up. Allergies suck. I'm heading down to Anchorage for my 12-week evaluation. It's finally that time. I'm a little nervous. I'm sure I'm fine. I've done everything, so I feel great, so everything should be cool. So last Wednesday, I graduated from my physical therapy, so I'm all done with therapy. They're happy with me. Everything's going good. Now it's just a matter of whether I'm gonna get clearance to return to running, go back to work full time, back on active duty, and start my life back to normalcy. We'll see. It's time to go check in and fly down to Anchorage. I just found out that my flight was delayed by 20 minutes, which gives me only about 30 minutes to make my doctor's appointment on time. I was just a little stressed. Luckily for me, we arrived about 10 minutes behind, but problems catching a ride to the doctor's office left me 10 minutes late for the appointment. My OCD wasn't happy. This is a very happy me. I was just jumping up and down inside with the news that they gave me. I have been set free. Well, I'm home. The appointment went off really well. They did fresh x-rays. Wanted to check and make sure that the prosthetic was all nice and happy and fitting in the bones just right, and there was no dislocations of anything. And what they mean by that is that not necessarily that the socket's dislocated, but that the liner inside the hip socket hadn't separated from the pelvis, and that it was all firmly attached, and the bone was growing into it. And after the x-rays were looked at, they saw that the post going into my femur is all nice and tight in there, and the bone is growing to it nicely, and the hip socket's all nice and healthy looking. So they have cleared me to return to running. They were like, we don't recommend you run. We tell our patients not to run, but that's your lifestyle, and we can't stop you from doing your lifestyle. So just be safe. And that was it. They gave me a release form so I can go back to work full time, doing my job in catering. And yeah, now all I have to do is start focusing on running. The recovery isn't over. I still have a little bit to go, and I got to remember that there's still a lot to work out here, but I still have a lot of flexibility issues I got to work on. Still strengthening the hips. I lost a lot of muscle mass in my glutes that I need to get back, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of weight training to get all that strength back, so I can run healthy. And getting back to running, I've got to be really careful because it feels good. There's no pain for the first time, and I might injure myself if I'm not careful because my legs haven't really ran solid in 7 months. You know, you've seen in the videos that I've started running again, and my run up on Old Indiana Highway was the first run that I've actually ran consistently, you know, without a time restraint. And that felt really good, but my legs were really weak after that too. And then on Saturday we had a virtual run. It was a vertical challenge, the Tiger Claw virtual vertical challenge, and which is a lot of speed hiking. So I did about 3/4 of a mile warm up, speed hiking and jogging this trail, the Angel Rocks trail, to get to the base of the main climb for Angel Rocks. And then I basically had my running poles, and I just speed hiked to the saddle, which was 750 vertical feet and 3/4 of a mile, turn around, and then bomb back down. And the third time I had bombed back down, my quads were starting to like really shake. They were on their way. And I turned around to do that fourth repeat back up to the top, and near the top, my quads said, "You're done." My legs went to jelly, totally blew the quads. Knew that was it. I turned around and carefully ran back down so my legs wouldn't just collapse underneath me. And still, I got 3,000 feet of vertical in 5.65 miles. So, considering that 3 months ago I could barely walk, I'm really stoked. I would love to have gotten 8,000 vertical feet, but considering where I'm at now, 90 days post-surgery, I'll totally take it, and I'm happy. And my legs, my quads are still sore. It's been 3 days. My legs are still sore. I really put them through the ringer. And the great thing is that my hip feels amazing. Now my hip is the least of my problems. It's awesome. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully I'll be getting back and doing some more running videos, some real running, getting back on the trail here really shortly. As soon as the weather clears up, I'm going to start running on the trails. Taking it easy. Not going to be pushing it, nice and easy running, and try not to fall all over the place. That's my priority. I'm going to continue the Hip Life blog. Going to keep that going, letting you follow along with it. I'll keep rehashing about what's going on with my hips. And that's the other thing. Doc kept asking me how my right hip was doing. And because the femur ball is almost identical to my old left femur ball. It's got this shape to it, and which is what the problem was with my other femur ball. That femur ball, because it had this misshapen, was grinding into that cartilage and was what broke up and destroyed my cartilage. Since my right femur ball is the exact same shape, it's going to do the same thing down the road. It's just a question of when and how long it's going to take for that to break down the cartilage on that. Right now the cartilage looks fine, but it could just be a few years. And so I'm like, well, I'll see you in a few years then. And which isn't true, because I got to see him again in 9 months, 1 year post-surgery, to get it x-rayed, reevaluated, and check out the hip. And plus we're monitoring the right hip now. That's going to be a constant monitor now. So I'll be going through this all over again. It won't be as dramatic, and I won't be crying, and I'll know what to do, and I'll know when I'm going to be suffering, and it'll be better. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm back to running, and it's going to be really slow at first and monotonous and horrible, but I'm going to be smiling and loving it all at the same time. Yeah, guys, take it easy.